Seniors who drink these 5 morning beverages are dying 8 years earlier, but their doctors never warned them about it. Your morning drink used to be simple: coffee, maybe some juice, and you were ready to take on the world. But somewhere after 60, your body started playing by different rules. What worked for decades might now be setting you up for something far more dangerous than you realize. Here's what nobody tells you about aging. Your body becomes incredibly sensitive to things it once handled with ease. That innocent glass of orange juice, it now hits your bloodstream like a sugar freight train. The same coffee that gave you energy for 40 years suddenly makes your heart race in ways that aren't exactly healthy. Your metabolism has been quietly slowing down for years. Think of it like an old car engine that can't process fuel the same way it used to. When you were younger, caffeine gave you a gentle boost. Now it can send your system into overdrive, causing blood pressure spikes that your aging blood vessels struggle to handle. Speaking of blood vessels, they've lost their flexibility over time. They're more like old garden hoses now, stiffer, less forgiving when pressure suddenly increases. What used to be a minor caffeine buzz can now create dangerous pressure changes that stress your entire cardiovascular system. Then there's hydration, which becomes trickier as kidney function naturally weakens. Your kidneys aren't as efficient at regulating fluid balance, making dehydration a sneaky threat. Many seniors wake up already behind on their water intake, then compound the problem with drinks that actually pull more water from their system. The weird part is how many normal drinks become silent health threats after 60. That diet soda you switch to for health reasons. It's actually messing with your metabolism in ways that increase stroke risk. The fancy coffee drink that seems harmless, it's loaded with hidden sodium and sugar that can thicken your blood within hours. Most people assume their morning routine is fine because they've been doing it forever. But your 60-year-old body isn't the same as your 30-year-old body, no matter how good you feel. The changes happen gradually, so you don't notice them until something goes wrong. Research shows that seniors who stick to their old drinking habits face significantly higher risks of blood clots, irregular heartbeats, and strokes. The scariest part? These risks build up silently over months and years before any symptoms appear. Your brain and heart are depending on steady, gentle fuel, not the roller coaster of sugar spikes and dehydration that many morning drinks create. Even drinks marketed as healthy or senior-friendly often contain ingredients that work against your aging body's needs. What makes this even more concerning is how these drinks interact with common medications. Blood thinners, heart medications, and even vitamins can react unpredictably with caffeine, artificial sweeteners, and high sugar content. The good news: small changes in your morning routine can dramatically reduce these risks. But first, you need to understand exactly which drinks are causing the most damage. Let's start with one of the most popular choices that's secretly wreaking havoc on senior health. Most seniors think their morning sweetened iced coffee is harmless. After all, it's just coffee with some flavor, right? Well, here's what actually happens when you sip that seemingly innocent drink. Those flavored syrups pumping through coffee shop machines aren't just sweet, they're loaded with high fructose corn syrup and artificial chemicals your aging body struggles to process. One pump contains roughly 4 teaspoons of sugar. Most people get 3 or 4 pumps without even asking. That's already more sugar than your daily limit before 9 a.m. But the real trouble starts when sugar meets caffeine in your bloodstream. Your heart begins pumping faster within minutes. Blood pressure shoots up like a rocket. For someone over 60, this isn't just uncomfortable, it's downright dangerous. Then there's the creamer situation nobody talks about. Those fancy vanilla and caramel creamers hiding in your fridge, they're packed with sodium. A typical serving contains about 35 milligrams, but most people pour way more than 1 serving. Your aging heart is already working harder than it used to. Adding extra sodium forces it to pump against increased resistance, and the weird part is how these ingredients team up against you. Sugar makes your blood thicker and stickier. Caffeine makes your heart pump that thicker blood faster and harder. Meanwhile, sodium is making your blood vessels tighter. It's like trying to push honey through a garden hose at high speed. Your blood can literally start forming small clots within hours. These tiny clots travel through your system looking for narrow spots to get stuck. When they find one in your brain, that's when stroke happens. No warning. No second chances. The marketing makes it worse. Coffee shops sell these drinks as energy boosters and morning pick-me-ups. Seniors gulp them down thinking they're getting a harmless caffeine kick. What they're actually getting is a biochemical storm their bodies can't handle like they used to. Let's not forget how deceptive the portions have become. A medium iced coffee today contains more liquid than a large from 20 years ago. More liquid means more sugar, more sodium, more caffeine. Everything gets multiplied. Even scarier, many seniors drink these on empty stomachs. Without food to slow absorption, all those dangerous ingredients hit your bloodstream like a freight train. Your blood sugar spikes so fast, your body goes into panic mode. The research backs this up. Studies show that combining high sugar and high caffeine increases stroke risk by 40% in adults over 65. That's nearly double the risk from either ingredient alone. Most people feel the rush and think it's working. That burst of energy feels good for about 30 minutes. What you don't feel is your blood pressure staying elevated for hours afterward. You don't feel your blood getting stickier. You definitely don't feel those microclots forming. But packaged drinks present an even sneakier problem. While coffee shop drinks are obviously loaded with extras, store-bought options trick people into thinking they're making healthier choices. The labels look innocent enough, but what's really inside might surprise you. We just talked about those sneaky sweetened coffees, but here's something that might shock you even more. That innocent glass of orange juice sitting in your fridge? It could be just as dangerous as a can of soda, maybe worse. Most people think fruit juice equals healthy. After all, it comes from fruit, right? Well, here's the brutal truth your doctor probably hasn't told you. When juice companies make that pretty orange liquid, they strip away almost everything that made the original orange safe to eat. The fiber? Gone. The pulp that slows sugar absorption? Eliminated. What's left is basically sugar water with a vitamin or two thrown in for good measure. Let's talk numbers for a second. An 8-ounce glass of apple juice contains about 24 grams of sugar. That's nearly identical to a can of Coke. But here's the kicker. Most people pour themselves way more than 8 ounces, especially when they're trying to be healthy. Before you know it, you're downing 35 to 40 grams of pure sugar first thing in the morning. Your aging body handles this sugar bomb completely differently than it did when you were 30. Within minutes of drinking that juice, your blood sugar rockets upward like a firework, your pancreas scrambles to produce insulin, but at 60 plus, it's not as quick as it used to be. Meanwhile, that sugar surge is hitting your brain and blood vessels hard. The weird part is how this affects your blood. High sugar levels make your blood thicker and stickier. Think of it like the difference between water and honey. Which one flows through tiny tubes easier? When your blood gets thick, your heart has to work overtime to push it through increasingly narrow blood vessels. This is especially dangerous in the small vessels feeding your brain. Then there's the crash. About an hour after drinking that healthy juice, your blood sugar plummets. You feel tired, maybe a little dizzy, and ironically craving more sugar. It's a vicious cycle that keeps your cardiovascular system on a roller coaster all day long. Many store-bought juices aren't even 100% fruit anymore. Companies add extra sugar to make them taste better. They also add preservatives and artificial flavors that your body doesn't recognize. Reading those tiny ingredient labels feels like deciphering a chemistry textbook, but those unpronounceable additives can interact with medications seniors commonly take. Even no-sugar added juices aren't safe. The natural fruit sugars are concentrated to levels that never exist in nature. One glass of orange juice requires about 4 whole oranges. When's the last time you sat down and ate 4 oranges in 2 minutes? Never, because your body would naturally stop you after 1 or 2. But wait, there's an even more dangerous morning habit that seniors fall into without realizing it. Something marketed as healthy that actually confuses your metabolism in ways that can be downright scary. The artificial sweetener trap is more complex than most people realize, and it's hiding in drinks you'd never suspect. You know what's really sneaky? Those diet sodas sitting in your fridge right now. The ones with the bright zero sugar labels screaming how healthy they are. Well, here's the thing nobody wants to tell you about artificial sweeteners. They might be worse than the real sugar they replaced. Aspartame and sucralose sound fancy and scientific, don't they? These chemicals are designed to trick your taste buds into thinking you're getting sugar. But here's where it gets weird. Your metabolism doesn't fall for the trick. Your body knows something's off, and it responds by getting confused about how to process what you just drank. Think your brain can't tell the difference between real and fake sugar? Wrong. Studies show that when seniors drink diet sodas regularly, their brains actually start craving more sweet stuff. It's like your metabolism throws a tantrum because it expected calories but got chemicals instead. Makes sense, right? The real danger kicks in with your heart. Multiple research studies have found that people over 60 who drink diet soda daily have a higher risk of irregular heartbeat. We're talking about your heart literally skipping beats or racing for no reason. That's not exactly what you want first thing in the morning. Then there's the blood clot issue that'll really surprise you. Recent studies following thousands of seniors for over a decade found something alarming. Those who drank diet sodas regularly had significantly higher rates of blood clots forming in their legs and lungs. The artificial sweeteners seem to affect how blood cells stick together. But wait, there's more. Diet sodas have been linked to increased stroke risk specifically in women over 50. The research tracked nearly 82,000 women and found that drinking just one diet soda daily raised stroke risk by 23%. That's not a small bump. That's a serious jump in danger. Let's not forget about the timing here. Most people reach for diet sodas in the morning thinking they're making a healthy choice. You're avoiding sugar, cutting calories, getting a caffeine boost. What could go wrong? Well, your already aging blood vessels don't appreciate the chemical cocktail hitting them first thing when they're trying to wake up. The weirdest part is how these drinks interact with common medications. Blood thinners, blood pressure pills, even some vitamins can react strangely with artificial sweeteners. Your doctor probably never mentioned this because most people don't think to bring up their diet soda habit during appointments. Here's what really gets me. The companies making these drinks spend millions convincing us that zero sugar equals zero problems. They plaster health claims all over the packaging. But zero sugar definitely doesn't mean zero danger, especially when you're dealing with an aging body that processes everything differently than it did 20 years ago. Your best bet for something fizzy, plain sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime. You get the bubbles, the refreshing taste, and none of the chemical confusion your metabolism doesn't need. Speaking of things your body doesn't need in the morning, let's talk about those energy drinks promising to make you feel 20 again. Walk into any gas station and you'll see them lined up like soldiers. Bright cans promising instant energy, focus, and the power to conquer your day. Energy drinks have become America's liquid caffeine fix, and seniors are drinking them more than ever before. But here's what those flashy labels don't tell you. These drinks can turn your morning routine into a medical emergency. The average energy drink packs 80 to 300 milligrams of caffeine. That's like chugging 3 cups of coffee in one gulp. Your heart doesn't know the difference between coffee and Red Bull, but it sure feels the impact. Within 15 minutes of drinking one, your heart rate jumps. Your blood pressure climbs. And if you're over 60, your cardiovascular system just got hit with a sledgehammer. But caffeine is only the beginning of this chemical cocktail. Most energy drinks contain enough sodium to make your doctor cringe. We're talking 200 to 400 milligrams per can. Add that to the caffeine rush, and you've created the perfect storm for your aging blood vessels. Think your body can handle it like when you were 25? Think again. Then there's the dehydration factor that nobody talks about. Energy drinks are diuretics, meaning they make you pee more. Sounds harmless until you realize what's happening inside your bloodstream. As you lose fluids, your blood gets thicker. Thicker blood moves slower. Slower blood carries less oxygen to your brain. Less oxygen equals higher stroke risk. It's that simple. The artificial ingredients make things worse. Taurine, guarana, B vitamins in massive doses. Your aging kidneys weren't designed to process this chemical soup. Your liver works overtime trying to filter out substances it doesn't recognize. Meanwhile, your blood vessels are dealing with the caffeine tsunami and sodium overload. Sports drinks aren't much better, despite their healthy marketing. Sure, they have electrolytes, but they also pack 34 grams of sugar per bottle and enough sodium to rival a bag of chips. Athletes need this stuff after sweating for hours. You probably just need water. Here's where it gets dangerous for seniors specifically. Many older adults take blood pressure medications, blood thinners, or heart medications. Energy drinks can interfere with these drugs in unpredictable ways. Your morning dose of medication plus that energy drink could send your heart racing or your blood pressure through the roof. The marketing tells you these drinks boost energy and mental focus, but what really happens? You get a massive spike followed by a crash that leaves you more tired than before. So you drink another one and another. Each time you're rolling the dice with your cardiovascular health. Even the natural energy drinks aren't safe. Green tea extract sounds innocent until you realize some brands concentrate it to dangerous levels. Natural doesn't mean harmless. especially when you're talking about concentrated stimulants hitting an aging heart. The solution isn't complicated. Water works better than any energy drink for actual hydration and energy. A piece of fruit gives you natural sugars without the chemical assault. But there's something even more dangerous than energy drinks that most seniors do every single morning. Water doesn't get much respect in the morning drink lineup. Coffee gets all the glory, juice pretends to be healthy, and energy drinks promise the world. Meanwhile, plain old H2O sits there like the forgotten middle child at breakfast. Most seniors reach for everything except the one thing their body desperately needs after 8 hours without a single drop of fluid. Your body loses water all night long. Every breath you take releases moisture. Your kidneys keep working while you sleep. By morning, you're already running on empty, but your brain tricks you into thinking you feel fine. Well, here's the kicker. Feeling fine and being fine are two completely different things when you're over 60. Dehydration doesn't announce itself with a big dramatic entrance. It sneaks up quietly, thickening your blood like honey left in the sun. Thicker blood moves slower through your arteries and veins, less oxygen reaches your brain. Your heart has to work harder to pump that sluggish blood around your body. Makes sense, right? But the weird part is how many seniors actually avoid drinking water in the morning on purpose. They worry about bathroom trips during their morning routine. Some think coffee or tea counts as hydration. Others just forget because thirst signals get weaker with age. Your kidneys aren't 20 years old anymore. They can't hold on to water like they used to. When you skip that morning glass of water, you're asking your aging circulatory system to run a marathon while wearing concrete shoes. The blood gets sticky, circulation slows down, and your brain starts operating on reduced oxygen. Not exactly the recipe for a sharp, healthy day. Then there's the domino effect that nobody talks about. Dehydration causes headaches, so you reach for pain relievers. It makes you feel sluggish, so you grab an energy drink. It clouds your thinking, so you pour extra coffee. Each solution creates new problems while the real fix sits right there in your kitchen faucet. Research shows that even mild dehydration can mess with your brain function within hours. Confusion, dizziness, and poor concentration aren't just annoying, they're warning signs that your body is struggling. For seniors, this struggle happens faster and hits harder than it did in younger years. Let's not forget that many medications common among older adults actually increase dehydration risk. Blood pressure pills, diabetes medications, and even some over-the-counter drugs can flush water from your system faster than normal. Starting the day already behind on fluids while taking these medications is like playing Russian roulette with your circulation. The simple fix costs pennies and takes 30 seconds. One full glass of water before anything else touches your lips. Not a sip, not a gulp, a full 8 ounces. Add a squeeze of lemon if plain water bores you. The vitamin C gives you a small boost, and the flavor makes it feel less medicinal. Warm water works even better than cold because it's gentler on your digestive system and absorbs faster. Your blood starts flowing better within minutes. Your brain gets the oxygen it needs. Your heart doesn't have to strain against thick, sluggish blood. But water alone isn't enough if you're still mixing dangerous morning drinks with your newfound hydration habits. Here's where things get really scary. Most seniors aren't just making one bad choice. They're stacking dangerous drinks like building blocks, creating a perfect storm for stroke risk. Your grandmother might sip her sweetened iced coffee while skipping breakfast water, then chase it with orange juice because it's healthy. 3 strikes against her brain in 30 minutes. The math is terrifying when you add it up. Sweet coffee delivers sugar and caffeine together. No water means thicker blood from the start. Fruit juice dumps even more sugar into an already stressed system. Each drink alone is risky, but together, they multiply the danger like interest on a bad loan. Then there's the medication factor. Most people never consider. Blood pressure pills work differently when your body is flooded with caffeine and sugar. Heart medications can interact badly with energy drinks. Diabetes drugs get confused when you're slamming fruit juice at 7 a.m. Your pills are trying to protect you while your drinks are sabotaging the effort. Let's not forget the timing issue. Most seniors take their morning medications with whatever drink is handy. Coffee mixed with blood thinners, that's a recipe for unpredictable effects. Diet soda washing down heart medication creates chemical interactions. Doctors rarely discuss the harmless morning routine becomes a dangerous cocktail. Research from major hospitals shows something chilling: mixed seniors who combine multiple risky drinks increase their stroke odds by 340% compared to those who stick to water and unsweetened options. That's not a typo. 340% higher risk from morning drink choices alone. But why does combining these drinks make things so much worse? Well, your aging circulatory system can barely handle one major stress at a time. Throw caffeine, sugar, dehydration, and artificial chemicals at it simultaneously, and something has to give. Usually it's the tiny blood vessels in your brain that pay the price. The cruel irony is that many seniors think they're being healthy by mixing these choices. I'll have my coffee for energy, juice for vitamins, and skip the water since I'm getting liquids anyway. Each decision seems logical until you see the bigger picture. 3 separate attacks on brain health happening before most people finish breakfast. Emergency room doctors see this pattern constantly. Stroke patients who arrive confused, dehydrated, with sky-high blood sugar and racing hearts. When they trace back the morning routine, it's almost always the same story. Multiple innocent drinks creating the perfect conditions for disaster. And the weird part is how quickly this combination works. Within 2 hours of that first sip, blood becomes thicker, vessels get stressed, and blood pressure starts climbing. Your brain is sending distress signals while you're still reading the morning paper, completely unaware of the chemical chaos happening inside. The good news? Small changes in your morning routine can flip these odds dramatically in your favor. Simple swaps and smarter timing can transform your most dangerous hour into your healthiest. Here's the good news. After all those warnings, making smarter morning choices doesn't require a complete life overhaul. Small tweaks can protect your brain and heart without turning your routine upside down. Start with water. Always water first thing in the morning. Your body spent 8 hours without fluids, and your blood got thicker overnight. 1 full glass of room temperature or warm water kickstarts circulation before anything else touches your lips. Think of it as insurance for your brain. Coffee lovers, don't panic. You can still have your morning brew, just keep it simple. Black coffee or coffee with a splash of milk works fine for most seniors. Skip the flavored syrups, whipped cream, and fancy additives. Plain coffee has antioxidants that actually help your heart when consumed in moderation. The key word, moderation. 1 cup, maybe 2 if your doctor agrees. Herbal teas offer another winning option. Chamomile, ginger, or green tea provide gentle energy without the harsh caffeine spike. Green tea particularly shines because it contains L-theanine, which helps your brain stay calm while alert. No jitters, no crashes. Craving fruit flavors? Eat the whole fruit instead of drinking juice. An actual orange gives you fiber that slows sugar absorption. Your blood sugar stays steady instead of shooting up like a rocket. Plus, chewing activates digestion better than gulping liquid sugar. Then there's the energy drink trap many seniors fall into. Feeling tired doesn't mean you need artificial stimulation. Energy drinks promise quick fixes but deliver dangerous spikes in blood pressure and heart rate. Natural energy comes from proper hydration, real food, and gentle movement. Take a short walk instead of reaching for that can. Diet sodas? Ditch them entirely. The artificial sweeteners confuse your metabolism and may increase stroke risk. If you need bubbles, try sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime. Same fizzy satisfaction, 0 health risks. Let's not forget timing matters too. Space out your morning drinks over an hour or 2 instead of chugging everything at once. Your body handles gradual changes much better than sudden floods of caffeine and sugar. Medication interactions deserve serious attention. Many common senior medications don't play well with high caffeine or sugar. Always check with your pharmacist about drink safety if you take heart medications, blood thinners, or diabetes drugs. The weird part is how these simple swaps actually taste better once you adjust. Your taste buds adapt within 2 weeks. Foods and drinks you thought were bland suddenly have more flavor when you're not overwhelming your palate with artificial sweeteners and excessive sugar. Small changes compound over time. Choose water first, keep coffee simple, eat whole fruits, and avoid artificial stimulants. These aren't massive sacrifices. They're smart investments in keeping your brain sharp and your heart strong. Your morning routine sets the tone for your entire day. Make it work for your health, not against it. Your future self will thank you for these simple protective choices.